Parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, friends of the family, I welcome you to Senior Day for the class of 1997. Before I introduce the graduates, I should say a few words about Senior Day. There is both a formal part to Senior Day, which I will have the mic for, and there is both an informal part to Senior Day, which I will turn the mic over to Stephanie Behrens and Marie Bircher, the class president and vice president. So please do not judge us on the basis of that second half of our field of our Senior Day. But it gives me great pleasure at this time to introduce to you the class of 1997. Noel Marie Amon and Jeffrey Paul Baranco. Georgina Melissa Baker and Robert Gregory Beard. Stephanie Lynn Behrens and Neil Russell Bell. Tony Nicole Boudreau and Timothy James Clifford. Melissa Dawn Boyer and William Vince Cornell. Amy Marie Chalker and Anthony Joseph Donatelli, Jr. Anna Christina Katrazula and Stephen Daniel Forshey. Lauren Gretchen Becker Eady and Matthew Francis Garcia. Jennifer Nicole Harris and Joseph Gordon Gaston. Cassidy Elizabeth Hethcox and Matthew Morgan Glaze. Crystal Marie Hill and Bradley Edward Harris. Marie Elizabeth Hunker and Jonathan Thomas Hethcox. Karen Marie Martin, and Charles Henry Yaley. Beatrice Charmaine Lee Mosier and Daniel Johnston. Maggie Melissa Monroe and Edward Richard Komenig. Carrie Murphy and John Yungchang Cook. Priscilla Alejandra Tilley and Patrick John Lyons. Jennifer Alethea Varley, David Humes Mann, and Roy Shepard Morris, Jr. Gina Maria Villardo, Jacob Paul Odom, and Michael Douglas Reardon. Marie Blanche Vercher, Benjamin Paul Rousseau, and Brian Matthew Schroll. Cecilia Diza Martinez Wingard, Joseph Gregory Walker, Jr., and Joshua Dow Warham. Allison Lee Woodson, Joseph Lee Watley, Jr., and John Patrick Wood. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior class of 1997. Gives me pleasure at this time to introduce Joseph Walker, who will make a presentation concerning the VIDE Scholarship.
A few years back, the family and friends of one of our graduates, Robbie Vide, put forth a scholarship for CHS in his memory. Robbie graduated in 1981, and from what we've been told, shared a lot of the characteristics of all of us here at Catholic Now. He died in 1992 from a medical condition while playing basketball with friends. It gives me great pride to have been chosen as the first recipient of this award. And what gives me even more pride is the fact that two of my fellow 1997 graduates, Daniel Johnston and Patrick Lyons, have been chosen as the recipients for the following 2 years. It is with great pleasure today, on Seniors Day, that we as the recipients present to the school, Robbie's family, and the future recipients, this plaque that will memorialize Robbie and the special meaning of the scholarship which has given each of us. Thank you, CHS and Robbie, for this honor.
Thanks to Joseph, Daniel, and Patrick. And I would like to make a couple of comments in the presence of Mr. Vide, Robbie's father, who accepted the plaque. The scholarship is given in the name of a young man who had some of the finest moments in basketball that it was my pleasure to be a part of in this gym with Coach Maurice Bailey. Coach Bailey and Robbie were in the same class and were marvelous teammates. Robbie was also a calculus and physics student, an exceptionally good calculus and physics student. I have very fond memories of him. In his name, the award looks at academic effort. It looks at participation in athletics and extracurriculars. It talks about contributions to the school and service, as well as financial need. It's a full tuition scholarship. The three young men who made the presentation have each been awarded it over the last 3 years. The committee which meets struggled this year to come up with a recipient. When Sister Martha first read all of the applications, her first comment was, "This is not going to be easy," and it was not easy. We had the longest set of meetings that we've ever had on this, and I am delighted today to announce Danielle Taylor is the winner of the scholarship. Danielle, would you come forward, please? Danielle's name will be added to the plaque, and the plaque will take a center spot in the main hallway. Thanks to the young men, congratulations to Danielle, and thanks to Mr. Vide for being here in memory of Robbie. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Doyle and Mr. Vide, and congratulations, Danielle. At this time, we have our announcement of scholarship winners. Here to introduce those winners is our senior advisor, Dean DeLongchamp.
If I was to have a single name for this class, it would be the awards class. They've won so many awards, it's bordering on ridiculous. It's my privilege and honor to be able to let all of you, the graduates, classmates, teachers, counselors, coaches, grandparents, relatives, friends, and most importantly, parents and guardians, hear of the honors and awards won by these, the members of the 122nd graduating class of Montgomery Catholic High School. These students have worked long and hard to obtain the honors and awards they've won. They've slaved long hours late at night doing reports and studying things they think they'll never ever use again in their lives. They've poured out gallons of sweat on the playing fields and courts of central Alabama. After all the work, after all the long hours, after all the sweat, they're ready to graduate. As they graduate, the blood, sweat, and tears associated with their long and difficult journey are now forgotten as we focus on their accomplishments. The scholarship process in particular is a lengthy one, taking up a lot of our students' time. They must be dogged in their pursuit of scholarship dollars as there are far more applicants than scholarships available. Scholarships are won on the basis of the student's overall qualifications. We as a school can only serve as a connector from sources to the students. The school doesn't win a single scholarship dollar. Only the students can win the scholarships. It takes a total package to win a scholarship. That means good grades, good standardized test scores, and a resume showing broad involvement within and outside the school community. So you younger students, if you're interested in winning a scholarship someday, you got to start preparing now. Gaining scholarship offers is a hard task. So too is winning athletic honors. We're a small school with only 265 students. We play in the toughest athletic conference in the state of Alabama. Anyone winning all conference honors is most deserving of the accolades associated with that honor. As the senior advisor, it has been my pleasure to work with these well-qualified young ladies and gentlemen this past year. Their eagerness to succeed, coupled with their contagious enthusiasm, has made my work with them a joy. Well, I'm not sure joy is the best word to describe it. Let me think of some words that might better describe their ability to complete suspenses I've levied upon them. Procrastination, forgetfulness, and amnesia readily come to mind. But we did it. I guess my constant harping mitigated the latent manifestations of the early stages of Alzheimer's disease that seemed to be a class characteristic. Before we detail their individual honors and awards, let me bore you with some general statistics concerning this year's class, according to the information they have given me, which may very well differ from what they've told you, or you've told them. They're planning on doing the following. 95% are planning on attending college right out of high school. One is enlisting in the Coast Guard first, and one is planning on entering the workforce first, but both intend on attending college later. 100% of those planning on attending colleges have been admitted or are expected to be admitted to one of the colleges they desire to attend. 90% have been admitted to the college of their first choice. 10% have been admitted to a college other than their first choice. A remarkable 46% of this class has been offered scholarships, far and away the highest percentage to ever receive scholarship offers at our school. Those offered scholarships have received 81 offers so far, obliterating our previous record of 63. The amount of money offered in the way of individual scholarships to this class exceeds $1.6 million, also a new record. The class has achieved an average ACT score of 23 and an average SAT score of 1200. As a matter of fact, 7 members of the class have an ACT score of 30 or higher. Athletically, this class has also performed in an admirable fashion. Its members have copped 17 all-conference awards and 2 Conference Players of the Year awards. 4 members of the class have managed to garner 7 all-state awards in the following 5 sports: football, volleyball, basketball, softball, and golf. Additionally, 2 members of the class have been chosen to play in the inaugural North-South All-Star softball game this summer. 3 members of the class have received a total of 7 scholarship offers based upon their outstanding athletic talent. They've had an outstanding selection rate at the colleges to which they have applied. They have received acceptances and are planning on attending the following colleges: Louisiana Tech, AUM, Georgia State, Spring Hill, Tulane, the University of Alabama, Huntsville, and Birmingham, American University, Southern Mississippi, Flagler College, Alabama A&M, Sweetbriar, Notre Dame, Loyola Chicago, North Florida Community College, Franciscan University, Troy State, Montevallo, and those 2 old standbys, only 20 of these guys and girls are going to Auburn, and 5 are going to Alabama. So half of the class is going to the University of Alabama and Auburn. It's now my pleasure to let you know of the scholarship offers and other awards and honors earned by these students through their years of inspiration in the classroom and perspiration on the playing fields and courts of Central Alabama. As I recognize you, if you would please stand as I recognize you and then sit back down, and at the end I'll ask everybody to stand. Noelle Ahman was an all-conference honorable mention pick in volleyball and received an academic scholarship offer from Savannah College of Art and Design and an outstanding student scholarship from Louisiana Tech. Noelle, if you'd come over, I do have a scholarship certificate from Louisiana Tech to present to you, if I can find it. Melissa Baker. Melissa's going to be the first of several students today who are going to be surprised by today's awards. She doesn't have a clue why she's standing. Melissa, please come forward and meet Mr. Rich Schroering of the Knights of Columbus, who will present you with a Knights of Columbus scholarship. Congratulations. Jeff Branco was a first-team all-conference pick in both football and baseball. Jeff was also a Jimmy Hitchcock nominee and is one of 4 male nominees to the Boosters Club's Knights of the Round Table. He is one of 3 seniors selected in an unprecedented tie as Catholic High's most ideal graduate. Stephanie Behrens. Stephanie Behrens is the senior class president, and as proof of her leadership abilities, she's been offered leadership scholarships to both Jacksonville State University and Troy State University. Stephanie, please come forward. I do have a scholarship certificate for you from Troy State, somewhere among my pile. And I have a National Honor Society scholarship certificate of the Principal's Leadership Award certificate from Herff Jones. Melissa Boyer. Melissa's won academic achievement scholarship offers from the University of South Alabama and Converse College and a Catholic Honors Scholarship from Spring Hill College. In addition, she has won a 4-year ROTC scholarship from the Air Force. She was also a Jimmy Hitchcock nominee and is our female winner, and she's unaware of this, of the United States Army's Scholar Athlete Award. Melissa, would you please come forward to receive that award? By any chance, is Major Stanford here from the Air Force? Tim Clifford was an honorable mention all-conference honoree in football. Vince Cornell has won. Vince has won an academic achievement scholarship offer from Tulane University and ROTC scholarship offers from both the Air Force and Naval ROTC programs. Vince is another of the 3 seniors tied for our Most Ideal Graduate Award. Vince is also the recipient of a scholarship certificate of merit from the National Honor Society. Vince, would you come forward for that? Is Sandra Dunn here from the Navy? I'm not very impressed with the Army and Navy's show rate today. Tony Donatelli. Tony is a National Merit semifinalist. He's been offered National Merit scholarships from Florida State, LSU, Mississippi State, the University of Alabama, the University of Florida, the University of Texas at Dallas. He also received a presidential scholarship from the University of Alabama, Huntsville, and a special grant good at all public universities in Alabama because of his parents' military service. Danny Forche. I've been trying to give awards to Danny all year and he never shows up, and I knew today he had to be here. Danny was selected to the All-State team in golf. He was the Conference Player of the Year and has been selected to the All-Conference golf team all 4 years he was in high school. Danny has been offered athletic scholarships to the University of Hawaii and Southern Mississippi University. For some reason, despite all my counseling, he's decided to go to Southern Mississippi, and I so wanted to visit him in Hawaii. Danny, please come forward and receive your All-State certificate that just came in the mail for golf. First team. Matt Garcia was an honorable mention all-conference pick in baseball and has been offered 2 engineering scholarship and 1 for books from the University of Alabama. Mr. Conwell Hooper is here to represent the University of Alabama and present you with your Alabama scholarships. Gordon Gaston. Gordon was an all-conference first-team honoree in golf. Matt Glaze. Matt was selected first-team all-conference on one side of the ball, an honorable mention on the other side in football, and capped off his year in football by becoming the 56th All-State football player in Catholic's 51 years of playing football. Brad Harris was an honorable mention selection to the all-conference baseball team from our super baseball team. Jennifer Harris. Jennifer was a second-team all-conference selectee in volleyball, a first-team pick in basketball, and a first-team pick in softball during her time with us. She has received all-state honors in both basketball and softball. She has received athletic scholarship offers from Murray State, Central Alabama Community College, Wallace-Dothan Community College, and Alabama Southern Community College. With that resume, it's no wonder she was the Booster Club selectee as this year's female winner of their most prestigious athletic award, membership in the Knights of the Round Table. Jennifer, please come forward and accept your key to entry into the Knights of the Round Table. Jonathan Hethcox. Jonathan received a leadership scholarship offer from Belmont Abbey College. Crystal Hill. Crystal received an academic achievement scholarship from Phi Delta Kappa sorority. Marie Hunker. Marie has received both a Catholic Honors and an Academic Achievement Scholarship from Spring Hill College. Additionally, she has been offered academic achievement scholarships from Immaculata College and Sweetbriar College, which she'll attend. Daniel Johnston. Daniel's the third member of the senior class selected as an ideal graduate. He is a National Merit finalist and is this year's scholarship cash cow. He's been offered National Merit scholarships from the following schools: Mississippi State, University of Texas, Dallas, LSU, Florida State, the University of Alabama Huntsville, and McAllister College. Additionally, he was offered the following special scholarship offers: LSU Alumni Organization, Spring Hill Presidential, Loyola University New Orleans Ignatian Scholar, and a Tulane Distinguished Scholar Award. He also is one of 4 Montgomeryans who have been selected for Montgomery Lions Club Charity Foundation scholarships. His final award is from the college he will attend, a Notre Dame Scholar Award. With scholarship offers exceeding $400,000, it's too bad Daniel can't pass on the dollars he's not accepting to the rest of his classmates. And those of you who know Daniel know he'd do it if he could. Maybe he'd even slip the senior advisor 10% to go into Coach Jones and my Dome football stadium fund. It would be air conditioned too, so an event like this would be nice and cool and everything, so we'd need your support for that Dome stadium. Ed Komanek has received an Academic Achievement Scholarship offer from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and a Presidential Scholarship offer from Spring Hill College. Patrick Lyons was an all-conference honorable mention selectee in soccer and has received a Presidential Scholarship offer from the University of Alabama and an Academic Achievement Scholarship from Mississippi State, Auburn, and Tulane. Mr. Hooper, will you please come forward and present Patrick with his University of Alabama scholarship? David Mann has been offered a Patello Foundation Academic Achievement Scholarship. Karen Martin has been offered a Patello Foundation Academic Achievement Scholarship. Maggie Monroe has won honors as the conference's Softball Player of the Year once, been selected to the All-Conference First Team twice. She has been selected All-State in softball for 2 years. She's been offered an athletic scholarship to attend North Florida Community College, and she is one of 3 female nominees for the Booster Club's Knights of the Round Table Award. Jacob Odom. Jacob won all-conference honorable mention status in football and first-team status in baseball. He's been offered the Jack Warner Academic Achievement Scholarship from the University of Alabama and the Joe Macon Jr. Academic Achievement Scholarship from the Montgomery Lowndes County University of Alabama Alumni Chapter. He was also a Jimmy Hitchcock nominee and is the male winner of the Booster Club's most prestigious honor, membership in the Knights of the Round Table. Jacob is also the male winner of the U.S. Army's Scholar Athlete Award. Jacob, please come forward and receive your scholarships to the University of Alabama from Mr. Hooper. Colonel DeLongchamp would like to give you your Army Scholar Athlete Award. And Coach DeLongchamp would like to give you your key to membership in the Knights of the Round Table. Ben Russo. Ben's been offered an Academic Merit Scholarship from Franciscan University. Brian Schroll. Brian was an all-conference first-team honoree in baseball and is one of 4 male nominees to the Booster Club's Knights of the Round Table. Priscilla Tilley. Priscilla was the 3rd female nominee to the Booster Club's Knights of the Round Table, and she holds 2 very distinctive firsts. She's the first nominee from the country of Chile, and our first international nominee that we've ever had, Priscilla. Joseph Walker is the school's Leader of the Year. I wonder why. He's only served as the president of the freshman class, the sophomore class, the junior class, and then he capped off the senior year by being the president of the Student Government Association. He also was selected as a WAKA TV8 Scholar Athlete. He is a National Merit Finalist and been offered a myriad of scholarships based upon that honor. I'd like you to listen to the offers that he's received and try and detect which college wants him the most. He's received National Merit Scholarships to the University of Texas, Dallas, the University of Florida, Florida State University, Louisiana State University, Mississippi State University, the University of Mississippi, the University of South Carolina, the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and the University of Georgia. Any clues yet? I think it's going to start to come into focus. The University of Alabama offered him a National Merit Scholarship, a University of Alabama Presidential Scholarship. The University of Alabama National Alumni Association has offered him their highest award. The University of Alabama Montgomery-Lowndes County Alumni Organization has offered him their Henry Paul Haas Scholarship. The University of Alabama School of Business has kicked in one of their scholarships. And try and guess who's thrown in a personal laptop computer to him. Right, the University of Alabama. What's left? The kitchen sink? Joseph, where are you going to go to school?
Alabama.
If Mr. Hooper will load up your wheelbarrow and come on over, we'll present Joseph with a few of his scholarships.
Thank you, Coach. I just wanted to say congratulations to the Dynamite class of 1997. On behalf of the University of Alabama, we want to congratulate the whole class. Thank you all for letting me be here today representing the University of Alabama.
Find some more awards here. Josh Warren was a nominee to the Jimmy Hitchcock program and was one of the 4 male nominees to the Booster Club's Knights of the Round Table. Josh is also the recipient of the United States Marine Corps Distinguished Athlete Award. Josh Warren. Hey Josh, I do have an award for you, but I can't find it in this pile. The Marines were supposed to be here. Sergeant Gaydon was supposed to be here, and he called and said he's come down with laryngitis, which is not a good thing for a recruiter to have. And somewhere in this pile, I do have an award for you from the Marines. Cecilia Wingard. Cecilia's been offered an academic merit scholarship from Loyola University, New Orleans, and a trustee's scholarship from Birmingham Southern. Another surprise scholarship that the individual's unaware of from the Knights of Columbus, if Mr. Schroering will come forward again. The other selectee for a Knight of Columbus scholarship is Jacob Odom. Jacob. You have Josh's award. Why don't you bring that to me and I'll give that here. Oh, here. I'll save time. To save time, I'm going to give Josh Jacob's award, and then they can switch later, because I gave Josh's to Jacob. Josh?
It never ceases to amaze me every year. This is our third year now of giving the scholarships. The intelligence and the level of application that we have from the individuals. The other thing I want to mention is that Daniel Johnston was named our Youth of the Year and was forwarded up to the state council for the Knights of Columbus and for the state of Alabama. He didn't win it, but he come in second. Okay? Tuesday morning, we're going to dedicate the flagpole out in front of the high school. We'd like to invite all of you to come out for it. The fourth degree will be there, dressed out in their regalia, and it'll be a very nice ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich, for the support of the Knights of Columbus. In addition to these individual scholarship offers, Albertus Magnus College, a small private Catholic school in New Haven, Connecticut, offers Mohan scholarships to graduates of Catholic high schools who meet certain academic requirements. They always send it down to us every year. The awards are for $4,000 a year. And a total of 21 members of our senior class qualified for those awards. It holds your applause, and I'll just ask them to stand as I read their names, and then you can applaud at the end. Noel Almond, Jeff Branco, Neil Bell, Melissa Boyer, Tim Clifford, Vince Cornell, Anna Cutrazula, Tony Donatelli, Lauren Eady, Matt Garcia, Emily Hunker, Daniel Johnston, Ed Komanek, John Cook, Patrick Lyons, Karen Martin, Jacob Odom, Ben Russo, Jennifer Varley, Marie Vircher, and Joseph Walker. Unfortunately, none of them are interested in going to Connecticut to go to college, but if they wanted to go, they'd be $4,000 a year richer. The total worth of the scholarships they were offered is $330,000. Now, parents, when you read all the time, you see stuff. Billions of dollars of scholarship money goes unclaimed. These are the types that go unclaimed. Believe you me, every dollar that the schools that your children are going to is claimed. It's these off-the-wall odd ones that go unclaimed to total billions every year. See how they get there? $330,000 at Montgomery Catholic High School multiplied by the 865 Catholic schools in America. You know, a billion here, a billion there. Pretty soon we're talking about money. Our last awards are centered around the Presidential Academic Fitness Awards program, which allows us to award the President's Award for Educational Excellence to any of our seniors who meet the following criteria: an unenhanced grade point average of 3.5 or higher, a rank in the 85th percentile or higher on a nationally recognized achievement test in reading or math, recommendations from a teacher and one other staff member, and they must be the type of individuals we want the community at large to view as our representatives of Catholic high graduates. Based upon that criteria, I'd like the following students to come forward and receive their awards, signed by the President of the United States, the Honorable Bill Clinton. Vince Cornell, Daniel Johnston, Patrick Lyons, Jacob Odom, Priscilla Tilley, and Joseph Walker. Additionally, the Presidential Academic Fitness Awards program allows us to honor a male and female student with the President's Academic Effort Award if they meet the following criteria: show tremendous growth and improvement, but not meet the criteria for the President's Award; show an unusual commitment to learning and improving in academics despite various obstacles; and they must be the type of individuals we want the community at large to view as representatives of Catholic High graduates. Additionally, we have always limited this award to one male and one female member of the graduating class who, through their hard work and effort, we think best exemplifies the meaning of this award. Based upon that criteria, I'd like the following two students to come forward and accept their certificates signed by the Honorable Bill Clinton, President of the United States. The female winner this year, Crystal Hill. The male winner, Lee Watley. Now, if all of the seniors have been named as having received an award or have been offered a scholarship, please stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll present to you an outstanding group of seniors. They're athletic and they're academic in a great combination. It's a class worth almost $2 million with their Mohan scholarships added in. Join me in a rousing hand of applause for these outstanding students. That concludes my portion. Let's surprise someone else.
Thank you, Mr. DeLongchamp. On Monday night, the senior class of 1997 becomes the graduating class of 1997. And here to have first welcome of the future alumni of Catholic High School is Nick Svedek, President of the Catholic High Alumni Association. Nick.
Hi, my name's Nick Svedek, and I graduated here about 26 years ago. I took a speech class up here in the building, and I think I made a D on it, so bear with me, okay? I see some alumni parents of the seniors here today, and I want to point some of them out. First, Greg Walker, please stand up. Greg's son, Joseph, I was really impressed with everything he's done, accomplished. It must have been Greg's wife that everything rubbed off on him, because I know Greg, it couldn't have been Greg, okay? Candy Warren, where are you? Josh Warren's mother, Candy, went to school with me, 1 year behind me. Good job. Okay, Jeannie and Dave Branco. Okay, where are y'all? Stand up. You got to be proud of your son, Jeff. Okay, very good. I've got to pick on one more person. It's Joe Yaley. Please stand up. Okay, Chuck is Joe's son, and Joe used to give me a hard time when he was a senior and I was a freshman. Now, Brian Schroll, would you please stand up? Okay. And his parents, Sid and Mary Shea. Sid and Mary Shea, stand up. They graduated with me. And Sid was a great athlete. He's probably third on the all-time scoring list at basketball. Mary Shea was a homecoming attendant. And Brian, I've seen you dribble a basketball, and I know you didn't get your looks from your mother, so I just want to know what happened to you. Have a seat, okay? Now let me tell you a little about the Catholic High Alumni Association, which you are all now members. Our goal is to promote the growth of the school by encouraging alumni to donate their time, talent, and treasure. We meet once a month during the school year for about 1 hour, but we accomplish much during that short amount of time. We have supported different student organizations and clubs, and this coming fall, we will sponsor a YMCA football and soccer team. So there'll be a lot of little peewees running around with Catholic High Alumni Association written on their jerseys. We also give out a service scholarship to a most deserving junior every year, which comes up to $1,000. And currently, I think in the last 2 years, we've raised $40,000 that we've given to Catholic High, and they're going to earmark it for the new school. So we've raised that much in 2 years. Seniors, in your future, please consider joining the Alumni Association. We need new, fresh ideas for a better way to promote the growth of the school, your school, Montgomery Catholic High. One more thing, seniors. Sometimes today, I would like each and every one of you to thank your parents for the sacrifices they made in order for you to be able to attend Catholic High. Academically and spiritually, you're way ahead of other students in this state, and you should be very proud of being a graduate of Montgomery Catholic High School. Thank you very much.
We have an extraordinarily active and supportive Alumni Association. My thanks to Nick Savetic and all the alumni who support our school. At this time, I now hand over the microphone to the Senior Class President, Stephanie Behrens, and the Senior Class Vice President, Marie Vercher.
Right now, we'd like to take the opportunity to announce our gift. The senior class is leaving $500 for the chapel fund for the new school. And we'd like to announce our class speaker. It's Coach Jones, Coach Doug Jones. He's been here. He's only been here for 2 years, but he's become a good friend and a good teacher to all of us. I hope you're wrong.
The senior class would just like to thank Coach Jones for everything that he does for us, because he's not only a teacher, he's also our friend. And we know that anytime we have a problem, we could go talk to him. And if any of y'all could sit in his class, I know that some people, the students have, it's hilarious. And he makes learning so much fun that we just want to thank him from the bottom of our hearts. So we'll turn that over to Coach Jones.
Parents, family, friends, and faculty, and alumni and students, join me in a round of applause for the class of 1997. Seniors, you look terrific. We're all very proud of you for this accomplishment. Reaching this milestone in your lives is probably much more significant and important to your loved ones than it is to you. I graduated high school on June 1st, 1979. Stephanie Behrens, you were 5 days old. As you have lived your first 18 years or so, I have lived my second 18. My plans for the future changed many times since my graduation day. Many significant emotional events have occurred. Allow me to share just 3 of these moments since my high school graduation. First, a story of failure. I graduated 16th in my class at 254, had a 29 composite score on my ACT, GPA of 3.7, all of these with minimal effort. I was headed to college to major in chemical engineering, and I expected continued success with the same low effort. After 3 semesters and 2 Ds and 1 F on my transcript, I decided it was time to try. Helping me make this turnaround were 2 key events. I met my wife later that sophomore year, and I was received into the fullness of the Catholic Church during my junior year. My wife and our church revealed love that I was missing, namely care about my own life and the direction towards which I would go. Next, a story of grief. When I was a junior in college, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer and had a mastectomy. 4 years later, I was serving my first tour of duty as a lieutenant in the Army, stationed in Germany. That September, I saw her for what was to be the last time. She died 4 months later of bone cancer. Knowing that she was going to die soon after I visited home did not soften the blow of her loss for me. God and my wife got me through one of the most painful experiences I've ever dealt with, and I emerged with renewed faith. Finally, a story of fear. In August 1990, I was now serving with the 24th Infantry Division at Fort Stewart, Georgia, as the Division Artillery Chemical Officer. 3 short weeks after Saddam Hussein's Iraqi forces invaded Kuwait, I was standing in Saudi Arabia, experiencing new fears of whether I would see my wife again. Actually, the 3-week period prior to deployment was the single most stressful time in my life. We belonged to the local civilian Catholic church. At one of the Sunday masses within that 3-week period, our priest called all of us deploying soldiers forward at the end of a mass to give us a special blessing. He made it through about a half dozen words before breaking down. So did all of us soldiers and the entire congregation. What got me through that period was God's love and my wife's love, as well as my love of God and family. The key to my survival in these 3 difficult times was God and family. In Matthew 23, Jesus tells the Pharisees, "You shall love the Lord your God with your whole heart, with your whole soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself." When we keep these commandments, we can endure anything that comes our way. During Desert Shield, I conducted weekly lay-led Catholic services for soldiers in our unit. We had only 2 priests for our 20,000 soldier division force. Initially, attendance was high, but as the months wore on and the fear dwindled, so did the Catholics. Bigger crowds returned after the air war started. Keep the first commandment and make time for God. Keep him first in your lives. Don't just turn to him when things are tough. Thank him for each day that he gives you. A few weeks ago, I noticed a short article in the newspaper which informed me that the Girl Scouts of America have decided to drop the word cheerful from the Girl Scout oath. Demanding cheerfulness was an unrealistic goal in today's society, it said. This is absolutely not true. Each of us has countless blessings, of which one of the greatest is our ability to respond to God's love by loving each other. In Romans 13, Paul writes, "Love never wrongs the neighbor, hence love is the fulfillment of the law." Be loving to each other, and this includes being cheerful. And why not? A smile is most often acknowledged with a smile, but a frown will be met with avoidance. So go forth in the world with the knowledge that you'll face your own life challenges, triumphs and joys, as well as hardship and pain. Just remember to love God and to love one another. If you follow these 2 commandments, you will experience boundless joy in your lives. Thank you.
At this time, we're going to get started with the Remember Wins, and Bobby Beard and Ben Roos are going to start.
Hey Neil, remember Alice Wilson and her personalities? Hey Jennifer, we got a quiz. Hey Streak, remember the time you took a jog in the moonlight wearing your tennis shoes?
Hey Allison, remember the wonderful date you set me up with in 10th grade? Thanks a lot. And remember Josh Ramble, Campbell's soup? I'm hungry. To Stephanie, Tony, Ashley, Amy, Noelle, and Aaron, remember when we took all those trips in my car? I'll never forget all the memories, especially the ones of Horde. And hey Ashley, remember when we decided to take an unexpected trip to Birmingham to see Widespread Panic? I love y'all and I'm gonna miss you.
Hey Doc, remember the mysterious water balloon that fell out of the sky on senior retreat? Hey Marie Vercher and Anna, remember when Marie's mom caught us in the living room doing something we weren't supposed to be doing? Busted.
Hey Bobby, camp out, man. Hey Melissa Baker, remember in IPS freshman year when you didn't know what the inside of an egg looked like? Hey Tickle Me Elmo, remember senior retreat when you and the mook were on the rocks?
Hey Jake, Carrie, Josh, and Anna, remember March 22nd, otherwise known as the field. Hey Joseph, Jake, Patrick, Vince, Tony, remember Millie at the Waffle House? Hey Jake, remember the fair, homecoming, December 14th, 1994, prom, the beach, my feet, Weber, your pool, days of our lives, herbal essence, movies, the mall, the park, Squires, and all the late days.
Hey the four, remember the night of endless Waffle Houses when we kept thinking we were at a party? Chuck whispering to David, David whispering to Chuck, Matt having to stay in the same seat, Neil agreeing with them while all of us were lost in our world. Hey, remember when you had an accident on your bedroom floor and blamed it on your dog? You know who you are. Hey Karen, remember our adventures to the waterfalls? The deer, the creed, the tree, the helicopter, and the fire that wouldn't stay lit? That truly was an adventure. Love you lots, Maggie.
Hey Josh, remember our first date? The field, Christmas, water, the dart, 11/11, pillows, the 5-hour talk, senior retreat, Hershey's, prom, and Tommy Boy. Hey Stephanie, remember when your parents went out of town and we decided to swim in the goldfish? What were we thinking? Thanks Bobby for cleaning up after us. My fault. Hey Marie Vercher, remember the fair, sophomore, homecoming, when Jake asked you out at my house and we had some lemonade, the greenhouse, bright lights, and OJ, trip to Highland Home and our talk on the way to A.L. Johnson, freshman back to school pool party, the red egg near-death experience, all the football and baseball games, Josh's carport, McDonald parking lot, and blue Noric airbrush Anoric. The empty shoe, boxes in your closet, all the secrets we've shared, all the advice we've exchanged. Hey Karen, remember fool me 4 times. I must have some effect on you.
Charmaine, remember one night freshman year when we had just gotten done watching a scary movie about an escaped convict and we went to your room and found that your glass door had been open the whole time? Remember how terrified and convinced we were that someone was trying to kill us, so we locked ourselves in the bathroom? Hey Steph, remember when Neil and Chuck handcuffed you to the bed and held you down? You wanted us to do it at first, but then you said we were taking advantage of you. It wouldn't have hurt much. Charmaine, remember New Year's Eve when we met Barney the purple dinosaur?
Hey baseball team, remember, oh no, Beatty. Did I do that wrong? Remember when Jenna admitted she had a boyfriend? Me either. Hey everybody, remember when I caught myself on fire in IPS and Sister Martha tried to throw a flannel blanket on me?
Cassidy and Amy, remember Mark? Hey Noel, Matt Garcia and Bobby, remember my little accident that fateful night in January our sophomore year? Thanks for taking care of me. I love you guys.
Cecilia, remember Derek? Hey Chuck, remember when Matt left us to pick up his trash in the back of Gina's neighborhood? Hey Jake and Anna, remember the night we all got questioned by Officer Rock at the police force?
Hey, Steph and Gina, remember 2 o'clock in the morning and my sleepy voice? Charmaine, remember our many nights listening to Simon and Garfunkel songs, especially The Boxer, Homeward Bound, and Bridge Over Troubled Waters, and our nightly talks about MS. Remember our dreams of being like Hill and Cease, and like Thelma and Lyle. Yeah. Just remember, friends come and go, but there are some of you stuck with for life. Hey Noel, Tony, and Jennifer. Remember all the Fridays, Lucchini, Tony's speakers, the honking game, the red truck that almost killed Noel, how Mrs. Burns thought my name was Epiphany, Jennifer's scream, and how Jennifer always got hit on. Hey Neil, remember all those parties in the beginning of our senior year? Never mind, you were at home. Who's next? Who's next?
Next, we'd like to let Tony and Noel come and do the rest of them. Some more of them.
We're both gonna sit up here? Okay. Hey, Neil and Steph. Remember when it was a sure thing to go to Neil's neighborhood? Then here comes Mr. Sheriff. Good idea, Neil.
Hey, Ed and Allison, remember your first party at Lee's? Remember what y'all drank? Yeah, so do we. Did it taste... Did it taste better going down or coming up? Yeah.
Hey, Steph, Matt, and Bobby. Remember that first time at my house with Robbie? How I yelled at Robbie about having a baby? When me and Steph were in the bathroom crying and Matt yelled at me to shut up. How John ate 20 hot wings. Robbie chilling on my couch for 4 hours. Steph yelling for her mom. Bobby stealing John's car, and how it went from 8 to 12 in 10 minutes. My house was perfectly clean in the morning. Thanks, Bobby.
Hey, Joseph, Patrick, Vince, Tony, Jake, and Daniel. Remember that homeless man that kept bugging us in Washington named Leo?
4 horsemen. Remember all of the wonderful times we have shared, from Dave's stinky socks and constantly wanting things his way, to Matt's hairy feet and Stumpy, and never forget, bring me the Pam. To Neil's constant will for joking, his flirting, and raspy. Then Chuck's insanity and Energizer Bunny-like energy. We will always be together, and I love y'all.
Hey, Carrie, remember Salty's, Pineapple Willie's, the walks on the beach, riding the floats in the ocean, and needing to go Frank further? I will always remember how much fun we all had.
Hey, everyone, remember Matt Garcia's house.
Hey, Gordon, remember at Shep's campout when I locked you off the cliff? I knocked you. Whoops. When I knocked you off the cliff and put a permanent scar and buzz to you. Maybe you need stitches.
Okay. Hey, anyone who knows what I'm talking about. Remember, where's your dead man? I like that one the best. The Pro-Pete movement. My eyes. Shh, don't talk. John Dunn. Ooh, Dis, Shaft, I called you out. Amps. Double Lanche. He ain't got no ear. The famous actor Matt Pitt. Dad. Salvador Dali. Our spring break song. Steve Masters, the new guy. Pookie. Aisha. How he wanted to moo at Steph during her fashion show, causing her to fall. All the snacks at Matt's house, especially the one Gordon had. Michelle telling off that freshman when we didn't even know she was gone. And the fact we can't have any remember wins because our class can't remember anything.
Hey, Jeff and Brian. Remember Mike Moore's Hardy's appearance and him asking us, "You boys want some cups?" Hey, Gina, Steph, Tony, Noelle, Amy, and Ashley. Remember Horde Fest when we all cried over Lenny Kravitz when Steph came out of the bathroom asking for a brush and lipstick? What was she doing in there? When we all cried again over Blues Traveler, how Tony couldn't get her blanket because there was a riot. The family sing along to 103.3 and Ashley in the bathroom going, "Help, help."
Melissa, Cassidy, Lauren, Amy, Cecilia. Remember Winn-Dixie, low prices, that's our promise, that's our way. America's supermarket, Winn-Dixie every day. The beat people on the low price leader.
They work at Winn-Dixie?
I don't know.
Hey, Big Brother Dave. Remember all our late night soul searching talks and all my many crises. Love your sister. Oh, Melissa Boyer. Remember our first trip to Doc's house. I ran a red light, almost got hit by a car, and we almost died. It's not worth dying on the way to Doc's house.
Hey, Gina, Justin, and Davey. Remember that time we got pulled over and what we had and didn't have? Luckily, I talked our way out of a ticket. I got skills. Gina, I think that was twice in the same week. Slow down, speed racer.
Cecilia, remember our passion for Grease 1 and 2 and Gone with the Wind? Our love for food and all the names we made up for all the guys we liked, like Emergency and Odie? Remember me hiding behind my hair when I was embarrassed and our favorite word like Kit, Factory, and Charlie? Hey, what time is it?
Hey, Jake, Brian, Patrick, and Tracy. Remember Josh's house on May 2nd?
Oh, this is gonna kill it. Hey, Chuck. Remember Katie, Catherine, Michelle, Constance, Gina, April, Jennifer, Tabitha, Taylor, Mary, Tina, Stephanie, the girl from the beach. Wait, the other Catherine? I didn't think so.
Hey, Jenna. Remember when we found a crowd to dance in and you couldn't remember what sorority we belonged to? What was that guy's name again? Brad? I guess he'll never find you now. I'm sure the girl in the black shirt won't mind. And now Matt and Chuck are coming up here.
They're coming up here.
I don't know. Is that on? I don't know. Hey, Allison. Remember when Melissa and I drove your first car around Josh's neighborhood and ran over someone's mailbox while you and Josh were busy? Ooh. I didn't think so. You were too busy to realize that we were gone for almost an hour.
Hey, Jake, remember the Trenum goat?
Cassidy and Lauren, remember Billy?
Hey, Steph, Matt, Chuck, and Dave. Remember that night, sophomore year in March, when a few of us were playing Truth or Dare, and Matt tried to be the hero, but for some unknown reason, his heroism came back up. The Land Cruiser was abandoned, and Matt was left alone to clean it up.
It says to clean up. Clean up. Amy, remember when we took a joyride on the interstate?
Hey, Matt Garcia, remember when? Love, Karen.
Oh, is that what it's supposed to say? Cassidy, remember the bright light at 13 Bridges?
Hey, Josh, remember when we went to Dave Matthews and stopped at the Waffle House and you had to do your Tommy Boy imitations for the waitress Helen? And at York when you had a little problem with a banana?
Melissa Boyer, remember when you gave candy to Sister Martha for Teacher Appreciation Day only to later find out she is diabetic?
Oh, man, that's mean. That was mean. Marie, Charmaine, and Lauren, do y'all want Tommy P's number? Because I'm going to become a nun.
Wow. Danny, remember when you kissed Anna in the 10th grade? I'm going to read this one.
Okay.
Hey, Matt, Neil, and everyone else. Remember the party when Chuck and Gina got along? Which party was that?
Oh, no, man. Charmaine, Melissa, and Allison. Remember Charmaine's 15th birthday party when you guys persuaded Cecilia to somehow look older, like 19 years?
Hey, Jeff, Josh, and E. Remember Ruzel's bad attitude and Schroll's sloppiness?
Charmaine, remember what happened to your neighbor's mailbox? Or mail? Neighbor's mail?
Hey, Neil, don't you hate it when gum gets stuck in your hair? I do.
Hey, Cassidy, remember the paper from Brit Lit and all of your many trips and how I politely asked you to leave my house after one of them? I'm still sorry, but I know you understand why I did it.
Hey, Tony, Steph, and Noel. You remember that was so funny.
Was it really? Hey, Marie, remember the fair, Six Flags, Planet Hollywood, Tuscaloosa, 3 homecomings, both proms, your burnt steak, and all the other times together that won't fit in here?
Lauren, remember the little yellow Spider-Man with purple dots?
Hey, Neil, if my was, would you? You know the answer is yes.
Remember girls' night out at Applebee's in Vince's and Patrick's car?
Hey, senior football players, remember beating MA for 3 years in a row?
Hey, Ed, remember the 16th letter of the alphabet? Ooh! I think it's P.
Hey, Melissa, remember flee, fly, flow, and having oodles of fun, catching my bed on fire, and how the floor always seemed to be wet? Well, Thelma and Lola do. Remember you don't need a script to make a phone call, and never rattle the paper too much. Thanks for everything. You will always be Hillary to me.
Hey, Gina, remember when I spent the night with you and you spent the night with me, but we really spent the night where?
Hey, Carrie, Jake, and Tim. Remember October 15th, 1994? Trigger's back. All right. Next, we're going to call up Cecilia and Melissa for last will and testaments.
We, Anna, Cecilia, and Melissa, of persistent minds and cheerleading bodies, leave Amanda, Amy, Dee Dee, Nikki, Danielle, and Michelle another year of extremely harsh work and practices. Good luck and have fun.
I, Josh Warren of Sound Mind and Kidney Stone body, leave a 2402 bottle of syphilis to the next CHS student inflicted with kidney stones.
I, Brian Stroll, leave Willie and Caesar my kneeboarding skills of knowledge of the Kremlin.
I, Lauren Eady, to leave Nicole Sloan my ability to do chemistry problems and still face the test.
I, Tim Clifford, of extremely agile mind and body, do leave to Everett Marshall my cat-like speed and reflexes for an entire season of football next year and a large slush of Sonic.
I, Joseph Walker of the business office, leave John Gary command of SGA and the key to Mr. Weber's secret closet, where he keeps all. Never mind.
I'm Marie Vircher of Superior Mind and Tired Body. Do leave Aaron Clifford with a copy of Grace on Broadway, my notes from Mr. Conway's class, a letter found in someone's drawer, the long talks we've had, and our little ride out in the country in my mom's car after I got my license. Visit me in Alabama whenever you get a chance. I'll miss you. Love ya.
I, Cassidy, of little yet useful mind and body, leave Lauren the ability to date a guy without their first name starting with J. You're my best friend. Good luck in D.C. I love you, stink butt.
I, Karen Martin, leave to Michelle O'Connor the courage and strength to stand up for yourself and what's best for you.
I, Stephanie Behrens, leave Holly Barranco the following: one large dictionary, responsibility of watching over the man, the ability to forget the Gap boy and any of his Chisholm girlfriends, and some advice. Hold on. And watch out for the 21 Jump Street girl. She's a narc. I'll see you this summer at Arrowhead. There are a bunch of hot lifeguards. I love you and I'll miss you.
I, Brad Harris of Sound Mind and Body, leave to my brother Scott my baseball bat. Good luck next year.
Sweet. I, David Mann of spectacular insight and beautiful body, leave Matt Garcia memories of all our best times together as he goes to Alabama.
I, Josh Warren of Sound Mind and Studley Body, hereby leave Tim Toodles Tatum all of my speed, a lifetime supply of fiddle faddle, extra socks for beach trips, my phone number next year so he can give wake-up calls, the best of luck next year in football, and finally, my ugliness.
I, Cassidy of Crazy Mind and Body, to leave Mandy Holling a pair of fishnet stockings, 4-inch heels, and the ability to hoot and holler at every guy in New Orleans.
I, Tim Clifford of Sound Mind and Body, do leave to Marie Vircher all of the memories of our times together, all of my gifts, all of the water you can drink, all of my goofiness, my procrastination, my superb hand-clapping ability, and most of all, my love.
I, Joseph Walker of I Don't Mind, leave Claire Walker, 3 more years of Catholic High and our parents. Claire, you've been a great sister and also a great friend whose opinion I value. As you know, more than anyone else I know. It's been great having you here at Catholic. I know that the next 3 years will be great for you. Thanks for all the sandwiches.
I'm Marie Vircher of Insane Mind and Body. Do leave my best friend Carrie Murphy with the endless hours of talking we've done about Jake and Tim, our adventure in the country to the Shell Station, the beach and Shane, Elton, Jason, and the boy who wrote his name in the sand, Aaron, the football games, the ride to A.L. Johnson, Taco Bell, and the many secrets we've shared. I'll miss you next year. Please visit as much as you can. I love you, girlie.
I, Neil Bell of Sound Mind and Body, leave Chris Shadell a life.
I, Stephanie Behrens, do leave Michelle Harris the total ownership of our t-shirt business. My brother, after all, one day will be a family. Our rivalry with Bob, our mutual boyfriend, the memories of all the times he stayed at my house, and many more memories to come this summer and next year. I love you. Keep in touch.
I, Brad Harris of Sound Mind and Body, leave to Willie Faulkner my captain duty on the baseball team. Good luck next year.
I, Josh Warren of Tommy Boy Mind and Coach Clark Body, hereby leave to Coach Body a meat lover's pizza from my trunk.
We, Chuck Haley, and David Mann of Intellectually Sound Minds and Awesome Bodies, live to Davey, Justin, and Steve a Duke hat, a Yankees hat, an Arizona hat, an Auburn hat, 2 polos, and all the skills needed to play football like us.
I, Tim Clifford of Superior Mind and Linking Body, do leave to my sister Erin the courage and strength to make it through one more year of high school. Don't worry, it will all be over before you know it, so make the best of it. I'll miss you very much. You're welcome in Auburn anytime. Good luck, and I love you.
I, Stephanie Behrens of Superior Mind and Body, do leave my one and only brother a 12:30 curfew, hundreds of talks, thousands of fights, millions of near-death experiences in my car, some green sprinkles, an alarm clock to wake you up the next year, the ability to correctly take a phone message, a meal ticket since you can't be trusted with cash, and finally my car. Whatever, you know, I'm taking that with me. I love you more than you'll ever know. Please stay out of trouble next year.
I leave Mandy Holling the ability to read novels that aren't trashy.
I, Marie Vircher of Sound Mind and Body, do live Tim Clifford with all the great memories. A copy of Lion King, a trip to the greenhouse, a pink elephant from the fair, a copy of Totally 80s, a red Jeep Wrangler, money for gas, the phone bill because it's a long way from Auburn to Alabama. Thank you for the last 2 years and a half. I'll always remember you. I love you.
I, Josh Warren of Sound Mind and Steadily Body, leave to Mr. Doug Jones 1 pound of number 4 one-hold stoppers, my Coach Clark imitation, a bucket of chicken wings, and many thanks for being a good friend and teacher.
And now Josh and Maggie will finish the rest of the last will and testaments.
I, Matt Garcia of Wandering Mind, with used and abused body, do hereby leave Justin Morgan and Ethan Sawyer, all girls at St. James.
I, Allison Woodson of Tired Mind and Tiny Body, do hereby leave the memory of senior retreat to Maggie, Matt, and Lee. I love y'all.
I, Patrick Lyons of Weary Mind and Tired Body, do leave to my brother, Chris, one vintage 1978 yellow Ford Fairmont. A truly classic automobile, all of the clothes I stole from you, and a pair of cleats with some playing experience so you can beat Trinity next year. Good luck. I, Maggie Monroe of Not Quite Sound Mind and Body, leave to Peggy Kendrick all of my ability to throw a softball. I hope you do good next year, and remember, you'll be the senior pitcher.
I, Anna Cutrazula of Odd Mind and Crazy Body, do hereby leave the softball team a can of pinto beans, cream corn, and a roll of toilet paper for any future practical jokes. I, Gina Villardo, being of great mind and bony body, leave the following to Ashley, Amy, and Aaron. I leave all the memories of all those Friday and Saturday nights in my car. To Stephanie Behrens, I leave a box of goldfish, use it wisely, and I leave you lip gloss and a hairbrush, so you'll quit asking me for it, in the memory of our trip to Mexico. To Tony Boudreau, I leave you the ability to drive the speed limit and the ability to continue to glow.
I, Hillary of Loving Mind and Jealous Body, do hereby leave Cece all of our future memories of our apartment in New York and me doing the laundry for you. I love you, Cece. I, Daniel Johnson of Mindless Body, leave Kyle Ryan the sense to know when to keep your mouth closed. I, Matt Garcia of Lazy Mind and Frivolous Body, do hereby leave Davey Tyner his bucket from Chuck's, the keys to my house, and the ability to have any girl he wants.
I, Allison Woodson, barely 5 feet, do hereby leave Jennifer Harris her own bottle of lotion. I, Maggie Monroe, of no mind at all and weak body, leave to Catherine Manalakis the right to boss the new players on the basketball team around, pick on them, and make them pick up all the balls. I, Anna Cutrazula of Weird Mind and Lazy Body, do hereby leave Melissa Baker all the Twix and snack cakes you desire and some candles for any future nights like January 27th.
We, the senior class of 1997, of lackadaisical minds and superior bodies, do hereby leave Catholic High School all the toilet paper that its trees can hold.
Wait, that's tomorrow.
I, Elmo, of extremely ticklish but very huggable body, do hereby leave Matt Glaze all the sour jelly bellies and banana now-or-laters he could possibly consume in one lifetime, as well as some awesome memories. I love you.
I, Maggie Monroe, of a tormented mind and disabled body, leave to Lee Watley all the candlelight dinners you can stand, gas money for all the trips to my house, all the stolen street signs you need for shorter, all the memories we have shared, all the time we spent together, all the love we shared, and a 350 engine for your truck. Remember that I love you and I will miss you when I leave. I love you forever.
I, Chuck Yaley, of fantastic driving skills and great instincts, leave Jay Vinson my visions and the right path to school. You will learn the trick someday.
I, Noel Almond, leave Bobby Beard money to start his own maid service. To Stephanie a convertible so she doesn't have to worry about talking through the windows. To Tony, I leave all the fun times except when we were stalked. To Gina, earplugs. Shh, don't talk. And the best song ever, Space Cowboy. To Jenna, all the times and genetics with Mr. Body. And to Maggie, I leave that we'll always have Hootie. You're all great friends, and I will never forget you.
We, the four horsemen of powerful minds and ravishing bodies, do hereby leave Montgomery Catholic High School to Steve, Davey, Tom, Colin, and Chris, because we have conquered the small things in life, and it's time to move on to bigger and better things. I, Jake Odom, of my mind and your body, leave Brent Tice, some cream cheese, and a pencil sharpener. Oh, and who could forget that air conditioning vent?
I, Noel Almond, leave Liz Morales one crop top, our talks in line at volleyball, cheering at basketball games, and for you to check your friend. And to Tracy Barnes, I leave all the trips to further dives, and always great Almond Brothers and all the future fun times. I, Chuck Yaley, of the greatest looks and blessed with the ability to charm girls, leave to all the girls of Catholic High as much tissue needed and sewing kit to mend your broken hearts when I leave.
I, Jake Odom, of mind games and reinforced body, leave Chris Lyons a half-eaten bowl of Fruit Loops, but you'll have to get your own spoon because I'm taking mine with me no matter what Patrick says.
I, Noel Almond, leave Catherine Manalakis her plastic surgery license, and to Holly Baranco a lifetime supply of Ritalin.
I, Neil Bell, of great body and mind, leave Michael Behrens a pillow to use when you gotta do what you gotta do on the most uncomfortable stairs.
I, Lauren Eady, of insane mind and body, leave Cassidy Hethcox the ability to find a good guy, Fred, and maybe Wilma too, and the ability to drive.
Next is going to be Jake and Joe with the prophecies.
In the year 2010, after a 20-year battle with Josh Warren over a microphone, Noelle Almond has given up and decided to become a freelance car alarm. At the first sign of an intruder, she emits the 400 decibel scream we've all come to know and love.
In the year 2010, Melissa Baker goes back to Bolivia, where she becomes a communist dictator and conquers the United States.
In the year 2010, Chappie's is closed down because of the owner, Jeff Baranco's excessive body hair. A distraught Jeff joins Ringling Brothers Circus, where he is popularly known by the carnies as the human chia pet.
In the year 2010, Bobby Beard's career as a bongo soloist has fizzled, but Bobby stays in show business, starring as Shaggy in the new live-action Scooby-Doo movie.
In the year 2010, Stephanie Behrens invites everyone from her senior class to her house, where she holds them captive at gunpoint to have a senior meeting, and for once, everybody pays attention, even Shep.
In the year 2010, Neil Bell quits the PGA Tour, having receiving his call as a hobo because it embodies his two great loves, sleeping and playing the harmonica. While on one of the many trains he rides, he runs into Alex Trebek and is invited to Jeopardy and becomes the season champion.
In the year 2010, Tony Boudreau is employed as 311's roadie. However, 13 years from now, 311 isn't quite as popular, and most of their gigs are at 7-Eleven.
In the year 2010, Debbie Gibson, the 80s pop rock sensation, realizes it was Melissa Boyer who stole all her clothes in a giant heist in 1985. Melissa is currently hiding out in the Amazon under the alias Boyer in order to avoid criminal prosecution.
In the year 2010, Amy Chalker's obsession for older men has increased to an unhealthy level, as she elopes with 130-year-old Willie Nelson.
In the year 2010, Tim Clifford is standing in line for Dave Matthews tickets when he is suddenly struck on the head by a flower pot and forgets his identity. The cause of the amnesia? Concussion.
Vince Cornell. In the year 2010, Vince opens the laundromat he has always dreamed of opening in LA. When riots break out, some looters try to break in and steal some washing machines, but the crafty Korean beats them to a bloody pulp with a pair of nunchucks.
In the year 2010, Anna Kutrazula goes tragically bald just 1 week before shooting was planned to begin on the new blockbuster Addams Family movie, in which she was to fill the role of Cousin Ned.
In the year 2010, Tony Donatelli uses his ties to the mafia to further his plan for world domination, when all of a sudden he is confronted by Elijah Wood, who was in the movie North. A defeated Tony returns home to sell boneless chickens for 5 cents a boneless chicken at a roadside stand. The boneless chickens are found to prevent head lice, and Tony is given the Nobel Prize for Literature.
In the year 2010, Lauren Eady marries Elijah Wood to get into show business just so she can star in Crocodile Dundee 3. She becomes a Hindu and helps her husband, who starred in North along with Bruce Willis and Danny DeVito, discourage Tony.
In the year 2010, Danny Forshey wins the Masters. After the green jacket ceremony, Danny gets into a brawl with Tiger Woods. Luckily, Mr. Fry is there to break up the fight.
In the year 2010, Matt Garcia, after having his name officially changed to Jerry, starts a commune in California where he can finally find enough time to give his hair the attention it deserves.
In the year 2010, Gordon Gaston's Grass Cutting Corporation makes the Fortune 500 list. 1 week later, Chuck dares him to give the company away. Gordon is now on the road with Neil, where he plays backup mouth harp.
In the year 2010, Matt Glaze's country music hit single, Sexual Harassment is Fun, takes a popularity nosedive when his fans realize he's not the country boy he claims to be. He grew up in Arrowhead and actually has a British accent.
In the year 2010, Brad Harris is living a comfortable life in Skokie, Illinois, serving as the town taxidermist. While stuffing a skunk in his fifth-floor office, he thinks it would be a funny joke to drop a flower pot on Tim Clifford, who's waiting in line to get Dave Matthews tickets. Surprisingly, when he meets Tim, Tim just doesn't laugh. He asks, "Who am I?" Brad now devotes the rest of his life to figuring out who Tim is.
In the year 2010, Jennifer Harris has 20 gold medals, the highest batting average in the major leagues, the Heisman Trophy, was MVP of the Stanley Cup Finals, the leading NBA scorer and rebounder, and wins the Masters after Danny Forshey is disqualified. but she sacrifices her athletic accolades to join her brother Brad in the wonderful world of taxidermy.
In the year 2010, not surprisingly, John Hethcox is the Republican nominee for the presidency. When he loses by a landslide, he pursues his true love in life, gangster rap, under the name Conservative B.I.G.
In the year 2010, Cassidy Hethcox is so distraught that she lost Elijah Wood, star of the movie North, to her good friend Lauren Eady, that she joins her brother in ultra-conservative right-wing politics, but is devastated once more when her brother releases his album, I Hate My Sister Cassidy.
In the year 2010, Crystal Hill, while performing in the New York Ballet production of Swan Lake, is distracted by a conversation in the front row, to which she stops the performance and remarks, "Ferretto."
In the year 2010, Marie Hunker, who, for the past 20 years, has been a secret operative for the CIA on the special case Track Down and Eliminate Mark Kohler, International Man of Mystery, finally catches up with her target, and in a massive standoff, the elusive German proposes marriage. The two now live on Matt Garcia's commune.
In the year 2010, Chuck Yaley, after being handed Gordon Gaston's lucrative lawn mowing empire, sells the business and starts his own brewery and becomes the new king of beer.
In the year 2010, due to some bizarre pituitary and glandular mishap, Daniel Johnston's skin turns green, he grows to a whopping 14 feet tall and joins the World Wrestling Federation under the name The Jolly Green Johnston. But due to his strong devotion to pacifism, he loses all of his matches.
In the year 2010, Ed Komanek, having strapped a jet engine to Mia, his Nova, is found somewhere in the southwest, his once glorious Nova obliterated into tiny bits, leaving Ed naked and scorched in the desert, weeping.
In the year 2010, John Cook, under the guidance of his dynamic agent, Joe Arbin, does the shrewd thing and becomes the first ever Korean country singer, and releases his debut album entitled I Got Friends in Southeast Asia. Which goes triple platinum, soaring past Matt Glaze and the conservative B.I.G. on Casey's Top 40.
In the year 2010, Patrick Lyons finally realizes the true beauty of the Ford Fairmont and devotes his life to selling 1979 yellow Fairmonts.
In the year 2010, David Mann finally agrees with Mr. Weber about church teaching. No, he doesn't.
In the year 2010, Karen Martin, after beating John Hethcox in the presidential election to become the first female president, wakes up one morning, sees the error of her ways, and leaves office to become a housewife, where she speaks only when spoken to and always has a hot dinner prepared for her husband, whom she lives to obey.
In the year 2010, Shep Morris is just another reliable value jet pilot.
In the year 2010, Charmaine Mosier heads up President Karen Martin's project to make tobacco illegal in the United States.
In the year 2010, Maggie Monroe becomes the first woman to become the heavyweight champion of the world, beating the crap out of an elderly Mike Tyson.
In the year 2010, Carrie Murphy is wandering around the Gap chanting, "No, no, me fascinan cosas peligrosas," when she is picked up by a Spanish music agent and taken to Mexico, where she tops the charts.
In the year 2010, Jacob Odom has finally found his calling in life. After several failed attempts at being a greeting card writer, Jacob becomes the new Barney. Jacob revels in his newfound power and glory behind the bulky purple suit, and through his kooky antics on his hit show, he meets his new wives, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. He devotes the rest of his life to heading an Olsen twin fan cult in honor of his beloved brides. With his aid, the maniacal duo manages to conquer the entire world by brainwashing the children through mind-numbingly revolting songs.
In the year 2010, after taking 13 years off after graduation, Mike Reardon decides not to attend college whatsoever, so that he can hit the road endorsing the banjo fishing lure. The banjo fishing lure works off genetic response. Even fish who are not hungry strike the banjo fishing lure. That's the beauty of the system. For details on how to order the banjo fishing lure, see Mike in 13 years.
In the year 2010, Ben Russo finds the ultimate 500-foot speaker in one of his editions of Crutchfield magazine. He then straps the speaker to his car with duct tape. But it falls off when he peels out in excitement at the CHS parking lot, so he gets his brother Paul to reattach it.
In the year 2010, Brian Schroll picks up the tattered pieces of Chappie's Deli, tripling profits previously made by the Barenco owners. When asked about this miraculous turnaround, Jeff Barenco commented, "He's still the laziest slob I know."
In the year 2010, Priscilla Tilley, after being so nice to all of us Americans, finally joins Mark Kohler in his plot to bring down America, but is stopped by Marie Hunker, international counterintelligence agent. In the year 2010, Jenna Varley is unmarried but has 7 fiancés, one for each day of the week.
In the year 2010, Gina Villardo reminisces with Mr. Weber about all the first period classes they missed.
In the year 2010, Marie Vircher, after establishing a reputation as an expert psychologist specializing in the treatment of Tourette's syndrome, cracks and is found turning a light switch off and on while washing her hands and shouting obscenities.
In the year 2010, Joseph Walker realizes that his position as U.S. Senator is unfulfilling. Joseph forsakes his political career in search of a deeper meaning of life. His quest for enlightenment leads him down many winding paths. After rejecting positions as a boxer, televangelist, Buddhist, and carny boy, he joins the Olsen cult, where he finds true happiness. He is forever affectionately referred to as Uncle Jesse and assumes the position of Baby Bop alongside his trusted comrade Jacob Odom.
In the year 2010, Josh Warren is in the middle of an intense legal battle with Eddie Vedder, who stole all of Josh's song ideas in the early 90s. They settle out of court when Eddie Vedder agrees to let Josh use his microphone.
In the year 2010, Lee Watley bench presses his father's entire trucking company.
In the year 2010, Cecilia Wingert is so hyper that she replaces Richard Simmons, who can't even begin to keep up with her.
In the year 2010, Allison Woodson shrinks to the size of 2 inches tall and tours in the same circus as Jeff until she, like so many others, get lost in Jeff's body hair.
In the year 2010, John Wood reveals to the world his dark secret. He is Elijah Wood, star of the movie North, which starred Dan Aykroyd and Reba McEntire. That's all we got.
Thank you.